Oh, maybe we should discuss Michael Jackson.
Probably should.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, nothing's changed, and this is the bizarre. I'm just astonished at people's. Oh well, now because I've seen this thing on TV, I now know the truth, and they didn't before. Like, how can anyone be that stupid? You know, it does look like he was guilty, but it already did.
Have you watched the documentary?
No, because people, you comment on things and people comment back and say, "Well, you have to watch it if you haven't watched it." It's just some TV. It's not evidence. It's not a trial. It's just some emotive, and it's been acknowledged as being emotive TV that deliberately interviewed selected people rather than something balanced. So it's completely meaningless porn, horrible emotional porn. That's what it is. So I don't watch that. I don't like tabloid TV.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not big into TV at the moment. I mean, I do have I think I haven't watched it, and I'm hostile to it immediately.
Yeah.
And I think it is because of the history. Basically, there are Michael Jackson fans who really think this is a stitch up. There's some documentary going around, isn't there? How they someone
pro one.
I think there's a self-funded documentary in production or something like that. But I remember the newspaper headlines about Michael Jackson back in the 80s and the 90s, and the crazy things they used to write about him.
That's the problem.
And it was almost as if because he wouldn't play the game that they wanted him to play, that they were determined to get column inches out of him by one way or another. So they'd just make up some shit and write it down. It's absolutely bizarre.
Yeah, it is, and that's the problem, isn't it? That we know they want to get him.
Yeah, so it's sort of like it's you're hearing a story from something that you think might be biased. Now, there's a couple of people who've come forward who say this is what happened or whatever. I don't.
Yeah, I'm steering clear of the
yeah. I don't know. I mean, just because someone's come forward doesn't necessarily mean it's something you should take very, very seriously. But there is also the danger that someone might want to make a bit of a name of themselves. And there was a couple of incidents. I can't see, crap with the name. It's not really good to say if you can't back it up. But there was a couple of instances in the Me Too crap where some people basically lied.
Yeah.
Why to get.
Why?
Why would you lie about something? It undermines the whole thing, sort of thing.
Ruined everything.
I'm not saying that these people have lied, but
if they did, for fuck's sake,
it's sort of like, well, what it means is you can't take it at face value. But I'm also aware that my hostility to it is probably because I know we've taken the piss out of Michael Jackson, but I actually quite like quite a lot of his music. I'm quite happy to listen to, Thriller, Billie Jean, and all the good ones, basically.
The good ones, the singles.
Yeah, the good ones. I'm quite happy to listen to those. And the guy was an awesome performer. I mean, you look at his performance. No one else can do that.
He had an Elvis mojo.
Yeah, he did. There was something there. So there's a lot of sympathy there, and that's also sort of like a wall in my mind to this sort of thing. But it's a bit like the Woody Allen story. I mean, Woody Allen is now widely criticised as guilty. Yeah. And I just don't believe it. And I wonder if that is because I'm a big. Well, it probably is because I'm a big Woody Allen fan. The guy's a genius. He's a comedy genius. Yeah. I mean, there's so much quotable stuff which is just laugh out loud funny. He is America's contribution to comedy, in my eyes.
That's cool. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I can't think of.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of.
Or Bill Hicks or something as well.
Oh no, more than Bill Hicks. Bill Hicks was about his attitude. Woody Allen created a persona and a comedy which was completely unique.
Yes.
For some reason, he thinks he's a filmmaker. He's made tons and tons of films, which are very hit and miss. I've watched a lot of them, and they are hit and miss sort of thing. But from a comedy perspective, he's just that there is no equal sort of thing. So maybe that's tainting my opinion of it. But also, with the Harvey Weinstein thing, there was a series of people come forward who said he'd been really inappropriate. Yeah.
Yeah. There was no doubt.
Yeah. There's very little. Yeah. Woody Allen, we're talking about one incident.
Yes.
And it seems to be pushed by a person who has a grief against him.
That's the problem.
Yeah, and you got people coming out now saying, "I will never work with Woody Allen again." Blah blah blah. No one is suggesting that on a film set he was inappropriate or anything like that. We've got one specific incident in a very emotional situation.
That's the thing. So before he was okay, but now I've read this thing in the news.
Yeah.
Now my opinion.
It's like it comes round every now and again. It's sort of like a bit of a slow news. I think what it was is he won an Oscar, didn't he? And his career was on a bit of an upward trajectory. Trajectory again.
People will be out to,
people like the aggrieved party in this. Just sort of reignited the story again.
Yeah, I mean, this is someone we have never met. This is every single person who's having these strong opinions about it has never met, has nothing to do with, knows nothing about. We don't know them. That's the bottom line. There was no trial. There wasn't a trial, was there?
It was investigated by the police at the time because the claim was made sort of at the time, and they found there was nothing to answer. But I mean, it is a sort of his word, my word sort of thing.
Yeah, so we don't know.
Yeah.
But that's him as an individual, as a private individual. I've never met him. So why is that a thing? People still listen to Wagner. That's worse.
Well, again, Wagner's. I'm pretty sure his reputation has been judged in hindsight.
Oh, definitely. He didn't just believe that crap.
Oh, am I thinking?
No,
sorry.
Than that, wasn't it?
Sorry, I'm thinking Nietzsche.
Nietzsche. That's much more complicated.
Nietzsche's sister was, I think she was pretty sympathetic to the Nazis, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And she, I think she sort of put slants on things that weren't necessarily his opinion or
that's more complicated. But Wagner obviously was, but had different beliefs that weren't really compatible with that and all that. It is more complicated than that. And anyway, that's an individual and what he believes. That's independent of the stuff that was created. It's a celebrity thing, isn't it? Where I like this because I like his teeth. He has a nice smile, so I like his music.
So what you do? I mean, let's hypothesize that these two people are guilty, Woody Allen and Michael Jackson. What does that mean for the music sort of thing and the comedy?
Nothing. Zero. Yeah, it makes no difference to the music. Nothing at all.
It's pretty harsh, though, isn't it? Someone can be as nasty as they like, horrible as they like, as vile as you like, but as long as they do something that entertains you, they get a little bit of a... Yeah,
but that's the problem. That's what it boils down to with Michael Jackson. It's the problem of people in power, isn't it? We've got 1,000-year-old religions doing it. Covering it up, organising a mass cover-up and we don't know how widespread that was. Is it the whole thing? And we don't know because it's been covered up. It's I mean, obviously Jimmy Savile, and it's interesting how these things are played, and they're targeting Michael Jackson because he's the person in power, so he may well have abused that power, but he didn't play by the rules that the establishment wants you to. So that's why they're out to get him. Whereas Jimmy Savile was defended and protected by the Conservative Party and the royal family and the lizards. He really was protected and defended. And then when he died, it was like there was like a projection of.
It was flipped.
It was the BBC's fault.
Yeah, it was flipped to the BBC. It was used as a baton to batter the BBC.
The BBC and the NHS. Yeah, not actually because he was a Tory. That's what it was. Obviously, good establishment, isn't it? That's how he was defended.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we shouldn't single out the fact that he was, adored by Margaret Thatcher and say, "Oh, it's
Well, yeah,
because
she-
he was
she
a
defended
Tory."
him.
Yeah,
And I'm sure Tony Blair did as well.
but there was. I mean, who's that? Who's that? Lib Dem? Is it Cyril Smith?
Oh, is that his name? Cyril something.
Yeah. Where
Was he a Lib Dem? Was he?
I think so.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. I mean, the leader of the party knew
Yes.
that he was. Well, yeah, he'd been told that he was a paedophile and did nothing about it.
Yeah. To protect the party.
It's a sort of,
Yeah, it's about power, and it's about retaining power and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And here's one that you can't broadcast, which is probably true. Is a thing. Yeah, but that one will never come out.
Is that true?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it seems so. I think so. Obviously, the conspiracy theory goes further than that. There's a whole bunch of them.
But I mean, there was at one point, didn't Tom Watson stand up and make an accusation in Parliament, which turned out to be complete bullshit.
What did he say?
That there was some.
Oh, the whole ring.
Yeah,
secret.
I think so. Yeah,
That's the full-on conspiracy theory. But that's the thing, isn't it? With the conspiracy theory, there's probably, the story is completely over the top and ridiculous. So that's is it put out there deliberately as a because like I said, it's about power, isn't it? So some of them abuse it in different ways. There's a great South Park episode where it's the golfer. Okay, the golfer and the TV presenter and someone else who abused. Cheated on their wives. I think that's what it is. And the idea is they're all pretending that, we've been taken over by aliens, quick. And then the whole ridiculous stuff happens. And then, it's okay, we've got the aliens now. We won't have to cheat on our wives anymore. And then Randy's sitting there next to his wife going, yes, that's great. It's just power. It's men in power will abuse it. That's just,
it's just in the last couple of weeks, I was reading a little bit up on conspiracy theories to see if there was a way from neutralise it because once someone gets down that path, how do you pull it? Because there are defence mechanisms within conspiracy theories.
Unravel neurons.
Yeah,
there's nothing you can do.
I was interested how quite a lot of conspiracy theory is actually a way of defending the system. So it's sort of like
it's better than chaos.
Well, no, I think the analogy is in a car accident, you blame the driver, not the car, regardless of what happens, sort of thing. So it's don't blame the car. We like cars, blame the driver. So you try and isolate a specific actor or group of actors to protect the system from damage. So in that scenario, if the paedophile ring in Parliament, I'm going to say it's not true.
That's the thing. The actual organised, etc., to that extent is ridiculous. That's lizards.
But there are question marks. How can the system allow for Parliament to have MPs in it which are paedophiles? Are supposed to be upstanding citizens. They are supposed to be our moral standard bearers. Yet there's paedophiles there. So if you want to protect the system and say, well, actually, there was a bunch of nefarious ones.
But there are just a few
that organise between themselves to try and subvert the natural uprightedness of Parliament.
Yeah, the organisation is the good bit, but they just abused it. Not that the system is fundamentally. I won't say the Catholic Church because it isn't just Catholic priests, is it? But that whole thing, that's their system put there, and it's not about what they're doing. It's about it's put there to defend itself. It's not put there to do good stuff. It's to put there to defend itself. And stuff like the sort of image of Mother Teresa. It's not like I'm Mother Teresa or anything, and then you only have to read about her a bit. And you go, good grief, it's a horrible woman.